It's Monday, which means it's time for the weekend box office report, brought to you by our friends at AMC Theaters. For the second week in a row, Disney's Zootopia takes the #1 spot, bringing in $50 million and crossing $100 million domestic total in just 2 weeks. 10 Cloverfield Lane came in at the #2 spot with $25.2 million. Deadpool and Legend Has Fallen went neck and neck, with the final outcome going to Deadpool with $10.8 million for the #3 spot, and Legend Has Fallen taking in $10.6 million for the #4 spot. And at #5, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot with $4.6 million. Mark, thoughts on this weekend's box office results?
Well, there's a lot of happiness in there, Ashley, because Zootopia is a movie that I really enjoyed. I think a lot of other people finally got a chance to see it this weekend, and $50 million is a great haul for your second week in action. And then I'm also thrilled about Cloverfield, because $25 million for a movie that we pretty much didn't know was coming out a month ago. We start seeing these trailers. It was a really cool ramp up to that campaign. There was a lot of secrecy surrounding what exactly is going to happen. Is this a sequel to Cloverfield? How is it going to be related to that movie? And I think that audiences wanted to check that out. I don't know how it's going to hold up week to week, because it was so reliant on its secrecy and nobody knows anything about this movie. So now if the cat's out of the bag a little bit, will it do comparable business to what we think week 2? Will it do 12 million? How long will the drop off be? What I'm really surprised at is the Brothers Grimsby, though. Holy God, I forgot the movie came out because I saw the top 5 and I was like, that looks pretty good. And then way down there at #8 is the Brothers Grimsby, just over $3 million in over 2,000 theaters. That is damn near close to Gem and the Holograms take. The movie was not that bad. Was it good? Not really, but it had comedic value in it, and you would assume just with those trailers that those made enough people laugh to want to go see the movie. But what a bomb that was! Dennis, is that what stands out to you about this weekend's box office?
Yeah, I mean that, and then also Zootopia only dropping 33% in its second weekend.
Yeah.
I finally got to see it on Saturday night, and there was it was packed. It was like a late night showing. It was packed. There was tons of kids there, and I was like, wow, this movie's going to do very well in its second weekend. For me, if you guys watched Friday's show, I predicted that the top 4, the one I missed was the 5th one. I put Brothers Grimsby. I thought it was going to do better than 3.2. I put it at #5. It was Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I ran into Josh McCouga yesterday, right before the Walking Dead recap show. He was bragging about how he's like, oh yeah, I got 4 out of the 5 right. But he missed the first 2. Like, he swapped the first 2. He was like, oh, yeah, I got 4 out of the 5 right. I was like, but you didn't get the top one, so that doesn't really matter.
I don't think McCouga understands how these things work.
Yeah.
So
No, math is not McCouga's strong suit. It's more he's the guy you go to find the bar for the meet and greet, not necessarily who you rely on to get the box office numbers straight. Schnepp, what stood out to you about
Maybe
this weekend?
McCouga should join us on our bar crawl.
That sounds like a very
As long
dangerous
as
and
he's
very
not in
fun
charge
idea.
of the numbering system.
You know,
or
this
like
Thursday is a great opportunity to actually go look at bars. It is St. Patrick's Day, but before we put on our green shirts,
that might be too rough, you know? What do I think about this? I think it's great. I'm glad that 10 Cloverfield Lane got some money. I thought it was a really fun film. I got a chance to see it. It really reminded me of like a Twilight Zone, kind of Black Mirror, really cool, like a really good spin at the end. Not like a Shyamalan spin, but it definitely had that twist at the end. I thought Goodman was terrifying. You should check it out if you get a chance. And yeah, Grimsby, I forgot it came out too. I didn't even remember that until you just mentioned it. Oh yeah, that came out. And I think the reason it failed is because of those trailers. Like, what you say you saw was a lot funnier than what you were prepared for. What you were prepared for was the trailers, which were not funny. They were awkward and strange and weird, and it just looked like, I don't want to see it.
It was such shock value comedy, but you couldn't show it in the trailers. Like you just simply could not. Even in a Red Band trailer, I don't know if you could get away with this stuff. They had that, that famous clip on Jimmy Kimmel where Sacha Baron Cohen said, look, we're not allowed to show you this, but we're going to show you the audience reacting to it. So that seemed like a clever way to get people talking about, oh, what is in this that I need to go see in the theater. Spinning it forward, do we think that that's going to have any long-term effect on Sacha Baron Cohen's career as far as making movies go? Because I know he's in the new Alice in Wonderland movie, but him as a star, he definitely has the ability to be a comedic lead in a movie. Do you think he's going to get that opportunity again?
He will get the opportunity again, but people will be a little more skeptical about him as the main attraction. Alice in Wonderland, he's the main villain.
Right.
He's he was in Les Mis,
Right.
that type of stuff. I could still see him getting those roles, and then in leading a comedy though, I think studios are going to be a little scared.
That's
but
right.
he could always go back to doing Ali G or one of his other characters and do a lower budget, kind of a Borat return. You know, I mean, the guy is incredibly funny. It's just a lot of misfires. So
Somebody put out the Borat signal. We need you now more than ever.